here on Good Morning Washington with an inspiring story of overcoming the odds to achieve your ultimate purpose. And here to share her incredible journey is Dr. Aliette St. Hillaire, author of the new book, Who Could Have Imagined? Change Your Perspective, Transform Your Destiny. I absolutely love the title. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Eileen.
Okay, well, let's just start with your story, because you have a pretty remarkable story that kind of, let's just start there.
Well, as you know, I grew up in the Bahamas. My parents moved here when I was 6, and they separated with their interim here. And by age 12, I was pregnant, married at 13. Yeah, it was a very crazy world to be in.
And not something that you had planned. And we
Nope.
should also mention, which I think is incredible, you're still married to your husband, and you have, 3 wonderful sons. But talk about the transformation. I mean, I know that that's kind of your goal now, is to help people, overcome maybe things that they think are obstacles. So talk to us about why you felt now was the time to write the book.
Well, now I felt was the time to write the book because, especially at the hospital I'm working at, and, just in the healthcare, there's so much burnout. There's burnout. A lot of people are feeling that, life, is just overwhelming, and the pandemic, feeling setbacks and everything. And so just helping people to understand it's a matter of changing your perspective. There are times where difficulties or obstacles comes before you, and it can be an opportunity for a brighter, tomorrow, so just being able to look at the situation, it's kind of looking at the glass as half full as instead of half empty, and figuring out, okay, how I'm gonna overcome, this challenge.
So take us back to being a teenage mom. What was that like? How did you change your perspective and transform your destiny? Did it happen then, or did it happen later in life?
So, it's amazing because during that time, I had so much naysayers around me, and just, was told so many negative, and I really had to shut that out and just transform my thinking and perspective at that time.
And I think a lot of people need to just kind of just follow your path, not listen to the naysayers, the people. You do have some tips for some of our viewers.
That's correct.
Tell us little things that we can do to maybe start changing our perspective.
So what I learned, that happened, that helped me, was, first of all, you have to do the work.
Yeah.
You have to do the work. Anyone can talk about wanting to achieve success, wanting to attain great wealth, have a business, whatever it is, go to school, get an education, but it's doing the work. And it's in doing the work, sometimes we find that it's difficult. And it's in those times you have to continue to look at your goal and what it is that you're seeking to achieve, and to continue to, work towards achieving that.
Yeah, and the work is hard at times,
Yes.
but I think it really builds that resilience.
Yes.
You also talk about boundaries and setting boundaries and how important that is. We talk a lot about that on the show. What does that look like for you?
It's important to set boundaries because not everyone has the same vision as you do. And so you have to be careful. It's just like when you have a dream and you need to protect that dream, and so you might see you, finishing the marathon first place, and the next person you're close to doesn't see that. And so you have to protect that, so that's how you set those boundaries, and just really allow you to have that laser focus to achieve whatever it is you want to do.
Well, Dr. Aliette St. Hillaire, it was a pleasure talking to you. We could talk about so much more, but just make sure you pick up a copy of the book, Who Could Have Imagined? Thank you so much for sharing your story with the world and inspiring us all.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me, Eileen.
Likewise. All right, well, up next on Good Morning Washington, it is a proposal for the ages, how one couple took full advantage of the recent supermoon to create